Hey, welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. How about those weeks? Something else. As David Letterman says, they blew the lid off the dump.
The House That We Grew Up In was the name of the song. What would a song about the house you grew up in sound like, Artie?
Well, it would sound a lot like that, only with the sound of raviolis cooking in the background. The house I grew up in would sound a lot like, I never want to see you again, ever. Why are you here? What about you? Now, did you come from a nice family?
Yeah, they're good.
I mean, you don't have like a dysfunctional background like a lot of comics, or
Not really. I mean, my parents are still together, but like that's kind of dysfunctional.
in a way, nowadays it is.
It is because they used to work together, so
What they do?
they're concert promoters.
You're kidding me.
No, yeah, they brought bands to Dallas.
Well, that's a big market.
It was cool to have parents in the music business growing up.
In addition to the improv, I played the Lakewood Theater down there.
Oh my God, my dad was the caretaker of that.
Yeah? Yeah, I played the Lakewood down there. I'll never forget that. It was a crazy gig, like from 2004. The guy in the front row was an arms dealer. There was the promoter of the gig came to me and said, "Hey, the guy in the front row wants to meet you."
Oh my God, what if that was my dad? Seriously. You might have just impersonated my dad.
This was from 2004.
I mean, I think that they were, yeah.
Does he sound like the Southern?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's how, you just did a dead-on improv. I was like, Mark Lee, did you just channel Mark Lee?
Better he's the
That's my
promoter
dad.
than the arms dealer, so that's good.
He came up and said, yeah, that sounds, yeah, my dad's like, hello. He's very like.
He said to me, there's a guy in the front rows who wants to meet you. He's a big-time businessman.
Oh my God,
down
I
there.
can't believe you're talking about my dad right now.
I don't know if it might not have been your father.
I'm
but
90% sure it's my father.
he said to me, why don't you meet this guy? So after the show, the guy comes back, and he had like long, dyed blonde hair, the guy, with like one of those Daniel Boone type jackets with the frills and the cowboy boots. And he had this like
classic outfit.
Really hot bleach blonde stripper type with him, with a belly shirt on. He goes, he said to me, come on back to the house, we're having a party. And it was one of those things where I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I said, if we go to this party, we might not leave alive, you know. Something. It's
a legitimate concern.
Yeah, and I said to the guy, hey, what do you do for a living? He goes, I deal arms. And I said, I thought I misheard him. I said, what do you? He goes, I deal arms.
I wouldn't even know. I'd be like, wait, you what? Like, I wouldn't even know. I would be like, that's what?
He said, I sell guns. I sell guns to people. As a matter of fact, the comic coming in later, Joe Matarese, might have been opening for me. He might have been down there with me.
Wait, you met someone in Texas who sells guns?
Well, no, but
crazy story.
I think he's no.
That's like so cliche. I'm creeped out.
Not guns, not like
arms.
9mm. He sold like weapons to other countries.
Did you go to the party?
No, I did.
Party, no?
To this day, I sort of wish
You're
I
like,
would have
I
went
have
to
that guy on speed dial. Great friend.
I was scared to go to the party.
I don't blame you.
In a way, I'm upset because it seemed like it would have been the kind of party where you go and there's probably like blow all over the place and people just doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Jamie got so scared. Just the idea of that party. Jamie's like in the corner, like, is
I'm
this
so
segment
turned
over?
on.
Well, your father told me about it.
Yeah, my dad hooked you guys up. My dad knows where all the good coke dens are in Dallas.
Coke and guns party.
Oh, the coke and guns soiree.
There's nothing beats cocaine and guns at a party.
Oh God.
Would your father have been working at the theater?
Yeah,
in
I mean
04?
it was likely my dad.
Well, it probably was your father.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well, I remember.
And my mom, they worked together. You probably met her too. She did your dressing room if you were there.
Oh my God, the guy did have a wife who sold me weed.
Oh no, it wasn't. I'm like.
No, and also I played the Nokia down there in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Different.
hardcore. So he probably
Yeah.
made some decent scratch doing that. Your father?
Yeah, he didn't do Nokia, but he did Lakewood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Huge bands probably down in Dallas over the years.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different now than it was. Like in the 90s, it was different because like they had their own smaller promoting company and
that's
they kind of
nice.
dealt with that. But then, and then they got bought out. It was like a whole thing.
Are they
so.
not? Do they not get along?
Not my parents.
Yeah.
They're better now because they don't work together anymore.
Oh, okay.
My dad actually teaches now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he's a school teacher.
What does he teach?
A school teacher. I don't know. There aren't that
teaches,
many
like,
different types of teachers.
High school level?
He's a high school teacher, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And he teaches teaches some community college classes too.
Are they proud of you?
Yeah, they are.
Are they?
I
That's
think
nice.
because they always were like, just like do whatever you want. Like they were sort of They had like an alternative.
Do whatever you want,
Do
except
whatever
this.
you want. Come to this Coke and Guns party. No, they. I think because they kind of had like a cool job, it was never weird that I also wanted to have like a quote unquote.
Yeah, how do you
cool
rebel
job.
against parents like that? They're
I have a
promoting-
bit about that. I'm like, yeah, I have a bit about how.
What is it?
It's not. I haven't even really
let's
done
hear
it yet,
the
but
bit.
it's being workshopped. Oh, just how I'm like, oh, Mom, Dad, I'm going to the strip club, and they're like, oh, Jamie, don't do that. You know better. Like they have terrible food there.
So now you just said you workshop bits. That's very diligent of you.
I
Now what does that mean by
try.
workshop it? You take it to other people and
Honestly, I love open mics. Like I
do?
swear by them. Yeah, because it's
Oh,
like a place
God.
to fail. So I try to
Oh,
like
yeah.
sneak in and just like run stuff that I'm not sure about, and then take the jokes that seem to work okay, and then try them at a real show.
What's funny about life, I've found a lot of different places to fail. not just open mic. You can fail in a lot of places.
I was like, wow, that was like poetic.
But you do
But it's true.
You do that. You still at this level. You're doing Conan. You're on TV doing stand up, and you still go to open mics.
I do.
Oh, that's
you
great.
know what is great about open mics that I think a lot of people fail to recognize is they're always at like 5 or 6 at night. It's like shows don't really start until like at least 7.
You're doing a matinee.
Yeah, I do a matinee. I'm like, well, I usually like it sort of like warms me up for whatever shows I have that night.
What about you, Ben? Would you ever consider
Open
stand-up?
mics, stand-up. She
Stand-up.
thought I was a stand-up
I know, I
before.
did.
That was kind of cool.
You do. You have the attitude.
Doesn't he have an attitude
Really?
like that?
I don't know
hate
if I'm-
myself and I hate my parents and I hate my job.
Do you hate your parents?
No, I love my parents.
I know
They're
you have
great, yeah.
very nice. Like your teeth are very. I'm like, this guy is good. Like they got braces for him. Like it's.
Okay,
You got
could
good.
you wait till I leave to hit on him? That was so funny. You
got a Uniqlo sweater.
You could tell she was in publicity. You have nice teeth.
You have nice teeth.
You have a nice. No, but
I don't know.
No,
People
I don't know
have
how
nice
it
teeth.
started.
I'm like,
I mean-
oh, your parents were like, gotta get him braces. Like, there's like a unity there in
No,
that
like when
house.
you're doing stand-up, you got to first come out and say something, and I wouldn't know how to start.
You seem like a funny guy.
Really?
Yeah.
We haven't done the show that long.
Well, no, I'm saying. I mean, you seem like a guy who might have tried stand up at some point.
No, never gave it a shot. When did you realize that stand-up was something you wanted to do?
Yeah.
When you were at Comedy Central or
It was
before that?
gradual. I think I knew in college, but again, I just didn't know anyone who pursued that. So then when I was at Comedy Central and I was working with stand-ups, I was like,
When you were
oh.
promoting stand-ups.
When I was a publicist. No, I was an assistant.
Didn't you find a lot of them creepy though? Like, this is my profession, but the people in it, I'm really not proud.
I
of
already
them.
thought I could be a stand-up.
I
He's
mean,
like, you're creepy.
they're
No,
so-
well,
Your
Ben, I
teeth are
thought-
too nice
I thought
to be
you could be one of the
creepy.
good ones. No, but
You're that creepy.
But you weren't creeped out by some of us? Because I think a lot of us are just either nuts or creepy or just bad people.
Not really. I don't know. I guess I met some creepy people, but I never chalked it up to stand up. I was just like, oh, those are some creeps. And then
Like
I was
who?
like, oh,
Don't you feel so many people get Comedy Central specials now? It used to mean something. Now everybody with 5 minutes, they go, hey, why don't you stretch it out to 50?
yeah, it's so different. Also, like, there's the specials where they like acquire this, like you could make a special and
Right.
then sell it to them,
Right,
or
right,
like
right.
they'll produce it. Like, there's so many avenues.
It's just weird now.
Yeah,
It's weird. Now, what about you? Is your next move a special, you think?
I'm not doing a half hour this year, but I hope to do it next year.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I would really like to do that. That's a goal.
Yeah. And then what? What do you want to do after that?
And then I definitely want to have an hour, and I want my own show.
Oh, really?
I really do want my own show.
Well, that's
It's
good.
so it feels weird to admit that.
Well, sit down and I'll give you some advice. It takes a lot of drug use, a lot of psych wards.
Okay, if you could help me out on those
I
fronts.
actually thought about when Jack and Coke premiered on Comedy Central. I was in a psych ward the night it came out, and there was
Really?
there was a community area. Yeah, I had some trouble with heroin and stuff, but
I knew this.
I went to the psych ward in Connecticut, and there was a common area where you all watch television, and literally I had
Psych
forgotten.
ward in
I had gotten the special, I shot it, I forgot when it was going to come out because it was just such darkness in my life. And after group therapy, we all sit down and someone puts Comedy Central on. They're watching like South Park or something, and it literally said there's like 15 lunatics and me sitting in this common area, and it said coming up at 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock, Artie Lange, Jack and Coke, and everybody just sort of looked at me and was like, hey. I said, I couldn't imagine the torture of watching this with you. So I went off to my room, which was right off the common area, and I put all the lights out, and in jet black darkness, I listened to about 15 nuts laugh at my special. Like, and it was like real dumb guy laughs. Like, you know, like that. like that pot smoking laugh, like.
You're like, these laughs don't count.
Yeah.
They're too stupid.
They were lunatic crystal meth heads laughing at
Oh
it.
my God.